Peace, line, and love. We're here. I have a Corona joke, which is what is the difference between a Corona carrying person and a healthy person? The healthy person gets up in the morning and goes to work. The Corona carrying person gets up in the morning, goes to the shopping center, goes to a coffee shop, goes to a museum, goes to a sports game, takes the train, flies abroad. So this is the joke, but think about the serious message behind this joke. Why is this coronavirus an eye-opening experience? So I'm reading now a beautiful book by Deepek Chopra, The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire, Harnessing the Infinite Power of Coincidence. So right now, chance or not, I'm reading a passage that says the following. Our connection to not local intelligence isn't about just the physical body activities. Just as the body is in a state of balance, so is the universe. And that expresses itself in rhythms and seasons. So the sun, right? The sun has a certain path, and the planet Earth, when it follows the sun, it has a rhythm, a seasonal rhythm. When winter becomes spring, birds begin to wander. Fish seek places to have lay eggs or have babies. Trees bloom. The fruits become ripe. Flowers bloom, and baby chickens come out of the eggs. The only difference in nature is the change in the angle of the planet Earth in relation to the sun, and it gives a signal to a lot of not local events. Nature acts as if it's one organism, one body. The feelings and emotions of people change also with seasons. Many people become very depressed with winter, and during the spring they tend to fall in love. Biochemical changes occur in our bodies according to the movement of planet Earth. Nature is like a big symphony, and we are part of it. The turning of the planet Earth gives us a feeling of daily rhythm. Nocturnal creatures wake up when the sun goes down and go to sleep with the rising of the sun. Birds go to seek food in regular times. Our body is also working with a daily rhythm. So wherever we live, we know more or less when is sunrise, when is sunsets, and our body gets slowed down towards the evening and prepares us to sleep. Also, when we sleep, the body doesn't stop working. You have different stages of sleep, and you have your brain waves change. The hormones that are supposed to regulate different physical activities continue to be expressed, though differently at night than during the day. Each one of the cells in our body has millions of activities to prepare the body for sleep. The influence of the sun has to do with daily rhythm, and the influence of the moon that it becomes less and less or full also has a lunar rhythm, the nightly rhythm. The rhythm of the moon is synchronizes us with the movement of the planets, and we can feel it in our bodies. The monthly cycle of a woman lasts 28 days, which is parallel to the cycle of the moon. Our moods, our creativity are influenced from rhythmic changes during the month. The, the gravity, the power of gravity of the sun and moon causes, like we're by the ocean here, the moon and the sun influence the movement of the ocean, right? And that affects our bodies. Millions of years ago, we were also living in the ocean. And when we came to Earth, we took something from the ocean. 80% of our body is made from the same chemical combination that the oceans that were once our home, and it connects us to the waves of highs and lows, right? Of the ocean. All these rhythms, daily, lunar, seasonal, are coordinated. The rhythm is within a rhythm within a rhythm. It's like the rhythm of drums echoes inside us and around us. We are not just watching from a side. We are part of this. We are part of the whole rhythm. You know, it's like the song of the Lion King, the circle of life. We are acting towards the rhythm of the universe. And this intelligence, which is not local, is within us and around us. It's the wind, the potential from which everything occurs, the very elements of our existence. It doesn't have size, this intelligence, this not local intelligence. It doesn't have a size, energy, mass. It doesn't occupy a certain space. It doesn't also exist within time. All the experiences are local projections of not local reality, which is a big and uniform potential. In the deepest level of reality and existence, each one of us is this not local intelligence, a universal entity watching itself through the human nervous system. Just as the light goes through prism and it's divided into all the colors of the rainbow, this not local intelligence is observing itself, and it takes apart reality to many different expressions. Think of the universe as one huge organism. Its huge, vast fields are one reality. Although what you see out there is, let's say, a football stadium full of thousands of viewers, the real expression is this tiny electrical movement in your brain. It's what you, as a non-local entity, interpret as a game. Yoga Vasishta is a very ancient Vedic text, and it says, the world is like a huge city which is reflected in a mirror. And the same way, the universe is a reflection of yourself within your awareness. In short, this is the breath of all things. Within the vast ocean, there is no ego. If we look at the ocean from far away, from the moon, or from a satellite in space, it will still see, it would look to us very peaceful, and it looks like it doesn't move. Like a blue belt, like a silent blue belt surrounding the planet Earth. But as when we get closer, it looks like the ocean is actually in constant movement. You can see, when you get close to the ocean, you can see that it has all sorts of the water has highs and lows. You have waves, wind. The movement of the ocean seems to us, when we get close, as differentiated. We can see every wave separately when it rises, right? When you see a wave, you can see it's rising, and then you could see how it gets broken, and then it surfaces to the shore. But we can't really separate the wave from the ocean. We cannot take the wave in a container and bring it home. Even if we photograph the wave and we come back tomorrow, we will never find a wave which is exactly like the one we saw before. Each wave is unique. The ocean is a wonderful analogy when we try to understand the soul. Imagine the ocean as a not local entity, an endless field of possibilities, a virtual existence level that synchronizes everything. Each one of us is like a wave in the ocean. We come from it, and this is what we are. Just as a wave has a personal way of appearing, we too have a very personal way of becoming in a physical world. The ocean represents the non-local quality, whereas the wave represents the local entity. Both are connected in a very intimate way. When we define the soul as coming from a virtual reality, non-local virtual reality, our place in the universe suddenly becomes very clear. We're local and we're not local at the same time. Like everything in the world, we have a private shape that comes from a non-local intelligence. We can think of this soul of being made up of two parts. The big soul, the infinite, huge soul that is in a virtual level, the spirit. It is very powerful, pure, and can do anything and everything. And then there's the private, personal part of the soul that comes in a quantum level. This part you can feel every day, what we are. This part is also very powerful and can do everything. The infinite potential of the infinite wind is contained within each one of us. The personal breath that we think about when we think about ourselves is nothing but an extension of the infinite soul. If we learn to live from the level of the soul, we'll discover that the best part, the well-lit one, is connected to all the rhythm of the universe. We'll understand that each one of us has the power to make miracles. We will lose all fear, all hate, all desire, all anxiety and hesitation. Life from the level of the soul means getting out of the ego boundaries, getting away from the limitations of the awareness that ties us down to the physical events. In the huge ocean, there is no one, there is no I screaming for attention. There are waves, there's wind, there's high and low that together form the ocean. We are nothing but prints of a not local entity, which we call ourselves human beings. And at the end of all things, finally, everything is spirit. Yet we feel separate, individual. Our senses say to us that our bodies is real. We think personal thoughts, we learn, we fall in love, we bring about children, we invest in our careers. How is it possible that we don't feel the great ocean within us? The answer brings us back to the three levels of existence. There's a physical level, the real world, so called, and the soul is watching the center, and each activity of observation has three components. The first is the physical level, the second is awareness, watching, and the third is the observation of the observer himself, the soul. First, we're watching an animal. Then our eyes see him, and we have electrical. Electricity going to the awareness, and then you get interpreted, and then it's a dog. But who's looking at the dog? Point your attention inside, and you be aware of what you are inside. This awareness, this entity is the soul. It is the extension of the non-local intelligence that's inside us, which means that the awareness is involved in knowing, but the soul is the one who knows. This entity, this awareness, this soul isn't changing. It is a stable point of reference in the heart of the universal view, which changes constantly. Everybody has a soul, but because each of us is watching things from another place and has different experience, we see things very differently. So that's enough for today. Peace, light, and light from us. And a lot to think about, isn't it? Peace, light, and love.